5 things I hate about the WWE right now in this new Paul Levesque era. Now, I've already uploaded the exact opposite of this video, so you can go ahead and catch the 5 things that I do like right after this. If you do so or do not so, please. Number 5. Unreal. So kayfabe was already kind of dead before now, but ever since his takeover, it feels like something must have possessed Triple H to go dig it up real quick and land the finishing touches just to make sure. Whether it was him out here trying to be Dana White, the Unreal series itself, or any other time he opened his mouth. We can't even get any surprises anymore because of this. Dude, if I want to avoid a spoiler, I've got to go into full hiding, because if you so much as just open Twitter or pull up on YouTube, then leave it to these content creators with the spoilers in their thumbnail having ass to throw it in your face. But it's okay because they're only doing it because everyone else is doing it, so if they don't do it, then they're gonna get less views. And now it feels the WWE themselves are following this mindset because the amount of returns that we got or have been getting as of lately, it feels like they're just perfectly content to just spoil it in some way. You want to rob me of a Kairi Sane or Asuka return but then give me Tonga Loa in a hoodie for suspense? You fucking serious? And let me talk about the fans real quick. Excuse me, Tyzik. Do not slander my goat Tongaloa. Yo, if you don't shut your bitch, motherfuckers will see somebody botch, go on the attack, try to trash them, until apparently you botch so much that now you become the goat? What? Because it's funny now. I hope this guy pinned Cody, Roman, Seth, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk at the same time, but then lose to Sami Zayn. Number 4. The WWE Monopoly attempt. WWE ID, Evolve, AAA, TNA. Where does it go from here? I don't know, but I will say the only one I kinda like is the AAA involvement. Or at least until I found out that apparently Triple H and crew are in charge of creative over there too. And The Undertaker is part of his squad. Let me ask you something real quick. What the hell is The Undertaker gonna do for Lucha Libre? Dude's gonna see one Hurricane Rana and start pulling people aside talking about, hey, Julio, come here a second, I need to talk to you. Alright, look, I know you people like to do all that flippy-dippy shit, but you need to slow it down and show me a headlock. Look, I know you're athletic, I get that, but if I'm gonna be honest with you, these fans aren't even worth it for real. Don't give me that fit. Come on, look at me, listen, look at me. You go out there and you do a Hurricane Rana now, you know what they're gonna tell you to do next? A Poison Rana. And then before you know it, you're doing a 630 Canadian Destroyer Rana off the top turnbuckle. At the rate you're going, I'm going to be out here telling you rest in peace for real. Hey, no pressure, but I strongly advise you to take my professional advice, or else I'm going to go to Paul Levesque and tell him to build a fucking wall between you and your hopes and dreams, you hear me? He's going to be talking that whole roster down from that top turnbuckle. This show about to turn into Raw and SmackDown.
Thank you for choosing Taco Bell. What can we get started for you?
Yeah, can I get a Mexican with a pen, please? Number 3. Baby faces. I can't stand baby faces. They have zero depth, they all do and say the same thing, and then obviously as you go up the card, the more overprotected they become. SmackDown women's roster is so weak that Jade had to fight Tiffany again for the belt, but because she can't lose twice, and neither can Tiffany, we doing double countouts now, but starting from like 8. That was not a 10 count, but hey, protection. But if it's not that, then it's a DQ. And if it's not that, then it's a no contest to make it even more safe. 80,000 layers of pre-excuses to protect their babyface because if they lose clean, these toddler-ass fans will jump off their bandwagon. Riveting, edge-of-seat entertainment. Not predictable at all, nope. I believe I've said this before, but it's worth repeating to drive home the message to anybody that needs to hear it. So here's a little life lesson to prepare you for reality. It is absolutely possible for an asshole to be more skilled than you at something without cheating. But WWE out here terrified that's gonna make them a cool heel. How about making a cool babyface? And then we won't have to worry about that. Because I haven't really seen much since Stone Cold and Batista. Number 2. The storylines and writing feel lazy and seem to be booked around one key moment before it falls off a cliff. New Day heel turn. John Cena heel turn. Ron Killings cutting his hair. Drew McIntyre bloodline hunter. And what makes it worse is sometimes they'll artificially extend stories when they know they got nothing left. Likely in some cases because only certain pay-per-views seem to be fair game when it comes to title changes. Do you see how many unwritten rules there are that contribute to the product feeling predictable? All I ask is that you mix us up every now and then. Enough to keep us guessing. Number 1. The mismanagement of talent. Oh my god, where do I even begin with this? This has been happening forever, since Vince McMahon and his little brass ring speech. The idea being, any talent in the back has the opportunity to prove themselves, whether it means getting over, selling merch, blah 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 blah, doing a good job basically, and you'll be rewarded the brass ring Because you grabbed it yourself. Because, you know, the ball was in your court the whole time. No, they hot potato that shit to whoever they want. Handpicked and still. And this era might even be worse for it. Because it doesn't even stop at the top guys who they've picked. It now trickles down throughout the whole roster. Because tell me how Nick Khan gonna be on record talking about they don't sign people just to bench them. That basically gets debunked. And then in Unreal, Triple H basically brings up the brass ring again, but in his own words. But then someone like LA Knight doesn't get his because, as the community puts it, the theory right now is getting over on your own is actually a detriment to yourself, because I guess Triple H wants all the credit for everything lately, down to a superstar's entrance even. I come to conclusion that they really are just not creative enough to handle more than a few good things happening at the same time, or else they get overwhelmed. So they take the one thing that they care about the most and put most of their energy into that. And that still ends up not good. And what frustrates me the most about this, why this is number one, is they have so much talent, and by talent I mean wrestlers, but you wouldn't think so the way how they're booking people. And the fans literally don't know. This is what really gets me. WWE has a skill where they can sign somebody, they can sign a great wrestler from somewhere else who's proven, and the people who watch more than just WWE know is great. Then they sign them to the company and then just make them look like complete trash. Then these etards who don't know any better, they sit there, I don't know what everybody sees in this person, they suck. Welcome to the big leagues, pal. That's not how that works. You've been hardcore finessed, fully told by the system who you're supposed to like and who's good and not. Yeah, just fully buy into the narrative that WWE is the best spot for in-ring wrestling. Everything just worked out perfectly. All the people that they chose and booked is because they're actually the best and everybody else that's under them is trash. Yeah, that's right. And then people run defense for Triple H. Oh, they can't book everybody. Well, apparently they're booking nobody because a title shot will be given to the same person near enough 5 times out of 7 because they decide to go on mass releases on people who could have been good for a shot at least. But no, budget cut because we're greedy and want to save every penny at any cost, even if it means making the product worse. And let me talk about Booker T and Undertaker again. Because these guys, this isn't the first time I've seen this, but they stay complaining about how talent in the back will be making TikToks and shit. Undertaker hates it because obviously he's old school and whatever. And then Booker T's argument was Undertaker's coming from a place where, like, obviously back in his day, he wouldn't be able to do that because then that would kill kayfabe. Could you imagine if Undertaker was the dead man and then started uploading TikToks? That was basically his point. Okay, first of all, Unreal exists now. You don't get to use the kayfabe argument. Second of all, when it comes to The Undertaker hating TikTok and what he sees backstage, you can't even cry about that either, because your bitch-ass company will sit there and sign people who aren't wrestlers, where wrestling wasn't even their first choice. They'll get rejects from other professions, sign them, make them a champion, and then you go backstage and you see them filming TikToks and you're surprised that maybe they're not 100% heart in the game. Where is there any room for you to be surprised about that? What do you expect them to be doing backstage? Learning their 5th move? Performance Center. I got nothing else to say about this. That's my 5. Tajik Thunder. I'm out.